Employee retention. Is compensation really what they want? Welcome to the Culture Course Show, where we help you attract the top talent and build a company culture that will thrive. Look, if you've listened to me for any length of time, you know and understand that the truth behind employee motivation, is less to do about money than most people make it. Most people think it's all primarily a monetary thing and money motivated, but stats are telling us the complete opposite. It's not about money, which leads me into this week. This show is brought to you by the book that I wrote, The Problem Isn't Their Paycheck: How to Attract Top Talent and Build a Thriving Company Culture. This is available on Amazon in a hardcover. It's available paperback, ebook, and also Audible. You guys, I wrote an entire book about this. It's not like a pamphlet. This is a lot of information with hundreds of different studies and research that were put into this truth and this fact. If you want more information about the book, you can go to culturecourse.com/book. And there'll be more information there along with a link to buy it. Or you can just search The Problem Isn't Their Paycheck on Amazon. But you guys, money is not what they want. That's not the best way to retain employees. And on Instagram, I follow HubSpot. They're a CRM and kind of an automation tool. And a lot of businesses use them. And when I was following their Instagram, they actually had, you know how on Instagram you can do polls where basically you put information and then you click which one's right, which one's wrong. They had a couple of different questions about employee retention, and it all had to do with money. And I thought it was extremely fascinating. So I'm going to read some of them to you. The first question was, what percentage of employees are more likely to stay with a company with benefits than leave for a company that offered a higher pay and no benefits, right? So sometimes those fringe benefits can be just different pieces of freedom or affirmation or flexibility in their schedule. You guys, there was a staggering amount of people, 80% of people would rather work with a company that has more fringe benefits than go somewhere that pays more. It's not about money. These fringe benefits are a reason of how you can retain your employees. So another question, percentage of employees found that salary alone is the most important factor when accepting or declining a job. Almost 70% say that salary alone is not the most important thing. They are looking at various other factors, including but not limited to the purpose that this business has. The next question, employees who have a decent work-life balance are what percentage more likely to remain at their organization, retention, than individuals who don't? So if you compare employees that have a great work-life balance versus employees that don't have a great work-life balance, the ones that have a good work-life balance are actually 30% more likely to stay at their place of employment. This is employee retention, you guys. This is employee retention. And the whole work-life balance thing really, really got me thinking. How many of us as companies, how many of us as leaders, how many of us as managers are encouraging a good work-life balance? I mean, most of us don't even think about that, let alone encourage it. Some things that we do at Stewardship, things that we do at my office, are create things like serve days. Recently, we all went to a foster care facility on a Saturday where all of us kind of got there together and we just served together as a family, right? It created some of that work-life balance. It wasn't a requirement. You didn't have to go. Of course, I was paying for meals and things for you to go and enjoy it. There was no credits or extra money or anything for going. Just if you wanted to go, you could go and you could bring your family with you. Serving and getting involved in the community and bringing your family with you, that work-life balance and making sure that happens within the team. Do you allow your staff to work remotely? I mean, not just saying, hey, you can work from home if you like, but actually making it easy for them to do it. Do you provide the technology and the resources that allow them to do that? I'm not saying everybody has to work from home every day, but from time to time, maybe that's nice. Guys, this morning, we got a Slack message from one of our team members, and her son was sick. So she decided to stay home with her son and work from home. Look, that doesn't happen every day, but what a blessing for her to be able to do that. She's still getting her stuff done. She's still working great today, but she's able to stay home and still care for her son. Work-life balance. Employee retention. Pay, sure, it's important. You can't underpay your team. And paying your team less than really what they're worth or less than really what you can afford, don't do that. That's taking advantage of people. That's not what this is about. But think about the things that you can add to your company culture. Think about the things that you can add to your business, like a work-life balance to ensure that your team stays put. You guys, do you think that person who stayed home to care for their son, do you think they're going to be able to get that type of work-life balance and be encouraged at many other places of employment? Probably not. So do you think if somebody came by and offered her more money, she'd be wanting to go work there? She would have to consider this work-life balance that she gets by working with me. Does that make sense? So this week, your call to action has to do with that work-life balance. Create one policy or one procedure this week that you can add to the entire company culture, the entire business, all of the employees. What's one thing that you can add to give a better work-life balance? Maybe you offer a half a day off for everybody where you close down the office and everybody just goes home and spends time with their family. Or maybe you, like I said, give the tools and resources needed so that they can work remotely. Or maybe you do a serve day with your team where you go to a local food bank or something like that where you come together and you help your community. Do a thing, do something, offer sabbaticals, allow them to get on social media while they're at work or to take personal calls on the cell phone while they're at work. I don't know what would work for you and your business, but one thing, there's got to be something, small or large, that you could add to your business to give a better work-life balance. Do that this week, and you are going to create a team of people that desire to stay employed by you. This will increase your retention exponentially, and it likely won't cost you a whole lot. Do this one thing this week. Create a company culture that people want to thrive in, and they'll want to stay there for a very long time. This is a big deal for employee retention. Have a great week.